Hello, Menches, and thank you for joining me for the second half of the brand. And you can thank my production people for having me keep things brief. So I like to keep these videos to about 10 minutes in length, so you guys don't have so much to digest all at one time. So let's pick it up where we left off. So we were talking about branding, and now I want to go into the marketing behind the branding. So what can you do when you're creating your brand? I want you guys to be thinking about what you can do, but then what needs to be delegated. So many times I come into situations to consult for businesses, and they're wearing so many hats. You know, imagine a plate spinner. That's sort of like what a lot of business owners are doing, and you may be doing it yourself, and I did it myself. And I'm here to tell you it's so much better to try to take on only what you're strong at and delegate the rest, okay? Or maybe we just need to take our time in getting to that point. Maybe that could be a phase 2 or phase 3 that we can just kind of put off to the side with our brand, or in this case, while we're building our marketing strategy. So don't stress, but let's just make sure that, you know, when you're putting this stuff together, it's not gonna kill you, okay? So we're gonna do this in small steps. All right, so we need to know what you can do and then what needs to be delegated. That's a very smart way of keeping down your stress level and going into cardiac arrest, of course. So the other thing is develop a calendar. So you know what's happening with your social media, your blog, anything that's upcoming. You know, you want to see it ahead of time. And the reason it's good for that is because it lowers your stress level. But let's just say things change, you know, something happens and it kind of tilts the calendar now. Hey, well, now that this has happened, let's move week 2 up into week 1. You know, this is perfect timing. So that's why it really helps to have a calendar, so you know what you are going to be posting, whether it's on your social or your vlogs, what have you. So the reason this ties in with the brand is because the brand is a reflection of your business, right? The brand is your vibe. It captures the essence of your business. So, you know, I always like to go out of the gate with small bites, because I don't know yet what I can take on by myself. I don't know what my village is yet. So I'd much rather take small steps and get myself out there rather than a huge step, and then now I have to taper it back. And now people are going to be wondering, well, what happened? So it doesn't really make you look so good if you're pulling back after going so strong. So in small steps, and don't kill yourself in the process. The other thing is never start big, just like what I mentioned. Never start big. Do what you can handle and build up from there. Create a brand with your brand. Hopefully, you know, if you are pulling from a local market, that's where it's at. Local SEO is where it's at for you. If your business pulls from an area at or around, you know, where you're doing business, local SEO is where it's at. We have local, national, and global, right? But if, let's say you have a pet store or you have a hair salon, it's in your best interest to be thinking local SEO and collaborating with relevant, non-competitive businesses in and around your area, right? That local SEO we were talking about. All right, then we also want to always intel our competition, because we want to learn about the hot topics and trends that are out there. Your competitors are really going to be your best friend, because they have already taken the steps that you haven't taken yet, and they can tell you whether or not it's working for them or it's not, right? So that's a great flashlight to have going into this dark cave called marketing. All right, pro tip is you will get what you pay for. So I can't tell you how many times people are like, hey, I'm just going to use this neighbor's friend or whatever, or I'm going to go on here and go overseas, and for $2 I'm going to get my custom logo. Folks, come on, you get what you pay for. If it works out for you, fantastic. But I have seen more businesses throw good money at bad because they were trying to beat the system. You can't beat the system. If you want to look good, you need to invest in yourself. You need to invest in your business. That doesn't mean go for broke. It just means be sensible. And there's ways, and I'll cover this through my other presentations, how you can do this, okay? All right, let's keep going. The other thing is the identity. Stay away from personal opinions. Like I said in my first presentation, it's not about you. It's not about what I think. It's not about what your mom thinks. It's about what your consumers, your primary and secondary market wants to see. So we have to make sure that that is brought out in your brand. It appeals to them, right? That's very key. Develop a style guide. This is huge. You know, like when you go into Starbucks, it's same menu, same furniture, same color, same everything. Because when you go into a Starbucks, you want to feel, they want you to feel comfortable, right? Wherever you are, you're still in the same Starbucks, right? Same with Walmart and all the other guys. Because they have a style guide, a branding Bible, that you don't stray from this. If you're doing my logo, these are the colors. These are the font styles that will complement my logo. We don't stray from that. If we have a style guide set up, it's beautiful because then we have total control of our brand. We're not leaving it up to our developer to, for interpretation. So please make sure that your style guide, or you have some sort of style guide that consists of the do's and don'ts to your brand. You can do this color, you can use this or not use that, so on. Okay, determine the voice of your content also. Be careful, folks, because this is a tricky area. Whenever we bring in a new developer or content writer, we may be switching up the vibe or the writing style, right? So make sure that you're not doing a lot of hopping around to different designers and developers, because it could backfire. But if you have that style guide, now you don't have to worry about that. So, also, what colors, fonts, and features are going to appeal to your market? Let's make sure that that's included in your development of your website, your brochures, whatever your collaterals are. And how are competitors instilling trust and credibility? How are you going to do that with your audience? So remember, folks, the two things that creates the sales is likability and credibility. So how are you going to get that across, especially with your brand as it stands alone? Without you being there to sell the business, likability and credibility. We've got to have that included in our designs. Okay, so that brings me to trust. What will help create the trust and credibility? Me, personally, I love videos. If I can only do video. Oh, wait, I am doing videos. Okay, so yeah, you get to see me. You get to see me, show you things that I love talking about, but you also get to know me. And you get an idea of what it would be like if you wanted to work with me. So that's very important. Also, how will the trust be created? Are you going to do product comparisons? Are you going to have a spokesperson? Maybe testimonials? Video testimonials would be good. So let's just make sure that you have these tools to really push that trust that you need. What are your consumers' apprehensions? Knowing what they may not want to, maybe they're apprehensive because they need to feel the value, or maybe they're price driven. Maybe it's not the price. I'm not a fan of discounting, I'm really not. But I would much rather go with the value points and push why you need my business, why you need my product or service, long before I'm going to lower my prices. So if you know that you have, let's say, cautionary consumers as your market, well then we've got to be pushing the sizzle points, the value points to our business. Makes sense. All right, and then also know of any issues to address in your marketing. What's out there? Maybe you could be a solution to what's going on out there. Me, as a web developer, one of the problems was clients weren't able to, with other developers, see the project on their own time. So I created a private portal, so at any time, wherever they are, as long as they have an internet connection, they can go ahead and they can review the project. So it's a wonderful thing to know what you're up against. Do your homework. Sample surveys is a great way, or competitive intel, competition intel. All right, we're nearing the end. I think we're down to the last point, which is how much marketing needs to be devoted to this. So, understand what you're pushing. Don't push just to push, but just if there's a need that you feel like, like lawyers or web developers, trust can be a little shaky, right? So we got to tell them, hey, this is what you get with us. This is why you don't need to worry if you're doing business with me. So you definitely want to bring that out, and if there is something in your industry that goes on that people feel like, I want to trust them. Okay, so anyway, that's creating your checklist for the brand. I hope you guys got something out of that. Please let me know how it's working for you, or if you have any hurdles in putting this own brand together for yourself. I want to hear about it because I want to help you. All right? All right, thank you, Menches. Talk to you soon.